What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Elizabeth. I'm adjusting in my chair. This is the Joyful Sojourn, a community of people that love stationery and planning. And if that sounds like it's up your alley, I hope you will consider hanging out with me again sometime and subscribing to my channel. Today, I'm setting up a very important week in my weekly planner. This is a Hemlock and Oak horizontal planner using, it's an important week because we're going on a trip. We are going to Seattle for a friend's wedding, and so I want to just get this layout set up, even though we are well in advance, because I just want to start using this week's pages. And so we're going to decorate this, and we're going to use items from the Planything June subscription kits. These were sent to me by Amber. Actually, let me grab her little card. This is Amber. She's in the Netherlands, and occasionally she will send me product to share with you guys to help get the word out about her shop and some of the subscriptions that she has. Items that are released every month that are like a la carte items, like individual sticker books. But then she also has two subscriptions. One is a planner subscription, and then one is a washi tape subscription. So she sent both of them to me, and so I want to look through these and figure out what we're going to put into my planner. So I'm going to move this out of the way and let's look at the subscriptions. So this is going live on June 15th, which is the day that the subscription releases. So if you're already a subscriber, this is a spoiler alert for what you are going to receive in the kit that you are signed up for. If you are not subscribed and you want to get these items, then you can sign up for the subscription now. So it is available June 15th at 11 a.m. Central Time. I am an affiliate for her, so I have a discount code. I need to multitask here. I am an affiliate for her, so I do have a discount code. Joyful10 will save you 10% off at Planything. I don't remember if it's good on subscription kits. It might be good on your first one, or it might just be on a la carte items. I don't know. Someone might have to tell me. If you sign up for a kit today, tell me if the Joyful 10 discount code works. So let's start with the washi tape subscription. I did open up the packages to pull out and pre-swatch the washi, but pretend this isn't ripped and you're seeing this brand new for the first time, but really cute. Like the packaging changes every month to kind of fit the vibes. And this is adorable. So this is the June washi kit, and the theme is Pastel Beach. And she's done some different things this month with this washi design. So let's start with these two. And I do have them swatched, so we'll get into it in just a moment. So these ones have white lined artwork on it in a very like beachy theme. So this guy, and I'm going to have to stand up again and make sure that you guys can see this. I might just need to stand up this whole little blip. But here is the first one, and it looks like clamshells. Very cute. It is a soft pink. You can't tell up against my skin, but you'll see it in just a moment, or you can see it when you look at the whole roll there. Very pretty. The washi subscription has, ooh, I have a splinter. Oh no. Washi subscription has two that are 1.5 centimeters, which are these ones. Look at that. That is so pretty. I love the white lined artwork because it adds, like, you can see from a distance, like it adds texture without being over your face or over your face. What is the phrase? I'm drawing a blank. In your face, like beachy. It's like a nod to beachy. See that? Because I love adding texture and pattern to my spreads, and this is like a really clean and simple pattern. So you get two that are the 1.5 centimeters, and this month it's in this cool like pastel colors, but like pretty pastels. Like these tones are, I like those. Then we have 4 that are the 0.8 centimeter. This guy is scalloped / I guess like mermaid or like fish skin. Again, doesn't look quite the same as it does on paper, holding it up like that. But we have that one. We have a pink grid. That's going to be the same color as the 1.5 centimeter. We have this one. This might be I can't say it's my favorite. Probably this one and the big ones. Striped. Sorry, my dog barks. It's that nice like nautical blue, you know what I mean? Where it's like kind of a dusty blue. Very pretty. Striped that one. And then the last one is your true scallop, which you could, of course, do it any way you want. And let me just show you guys what that looks like on paper. I'm trying not to do any spoilers here of what's going to be in the planner box. But here you can see what they look like on paper. This Archer and Olive paper is an ivory color, so it is not a true white, but you can still get a good sense for the colors. Very pretty. So that is the washi subscription. And if I get the prices, I'll leave them down in the description box. The next kit is the planner subscription. It includes washi, but the washi is different. So if you're subscribed to both, you do not have to worry. Ooh, pretty. You don't have to worry about there being overlaps. Ooh, pretty. Okay, is that everything? Yeah. So here is, ooh, I missed. Wait a second. There's 3? So I tried to pre-swatch these. I didn't realize there was another one in here. Bonus one I need to swatch. I was trying to avoid opening packaging on camera. So I haven't seen anything else in here. All I did was pull out the washi tape, but I missed one. So here's this guy. That's a really pretty pattern. I don't think we've seen that pattern from Amber before. Let me add that. Ooh, and it's definitely more on the green scale than the other ones that are more kind of this blue and like turquoise blue. So that's the first one. Second one is our hexagon in a turquoise, but then the pattern is definitely like a sand color. Get to see that really up close. This one is very pretty. It is script on, again, a sand tone. So this is the washi that comes in the planner sub. So you can see the color differences between that turquoise and the green. You can see the script a little bit better. And when you see them all together, you could probably use this one with these ones, but they're definitely a standalone. You can coordinate if you want to, but very unique washi there. So those are the washi in the planner subscription. Let's take a look at the other items in here. I feel like we should zoom in. I want to make sure you guys can see that. Okay, so here we have a notepad. So typically in the planner kit, you get a sticker book, you get some papers, you get washi, and then you get like a bonus item. Bonus item is a notepad. And I really like Amber's notepads because she actually like takes the time or the resources to make them double-sided. And shocking, just having looked at this. So it's gummed at the top. Let me just make sure I say that. Gummed at the top. This is very like beach house beachy, and we've got a book there, right? But then check out the other side. It's like autumnal with the books and like leaves on the other side. How fun is that? And actually the lines, these dashed lines, are color coordinated. So these lines are that blue tone, and then these lines are this brown tone. So I wonder if our sticker book then is going to have a reading theme to it, because we have some books incorporated. There, I'm guessing, are about 50 sheets on here. They're not sticky notes. They're actually notepads. So you can kind of just grab and go, and you can paper clip them into your planner if you want to. But I just like that she's giving us 2 different designs here. Very, very functional, which makes me wonder if, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, obviously this is glued to the back, but if you wanted to use this side, you could, and then you could flip it and use that side. So you're getting like 2 notepads in one. I don't think she's done that before. I've seen repeated patterns front and back, but I've never seen her do this vibe. I think it's cute. Let's take a look at the papers. It is. It's reading through the seasons. Okay, truth be told, like she tells me what, what's coming, but I forget, you guys. I have a lot of information going in and out of my brain and I totally forgot. So, I know that I knew this, but I totally forgot until just seeing it now. So A5 double-sided, almost said a bad word there, double-sided sheets. These are great for whatever. Like there are no rules here. If you want to punch them and put them in your planner, you can do that. If you want to rip them and create a collage dashboard for the month, you can do that. There's any number of things you could do with a nice cardstock with pretty images. They are double-sided, but the images are not repeated. Very pretty. Here's our second one. Love that. And A5 is a very standard notebook size, like bound notebook size. So this would be very easy to tip into an existing notebook. So like if you have an Archer and Olive reading journal, for example, or even like this Hemlock and Oak, which is a bit larger than an A5, I could tip this in with as an extra like deco piece if I wanted to. Very pretty. Or just glue it down onto a page if I wanted to just kind of put in some artwork. And then the last one, love this. I mean, very autumnal. This makes me want it to be fall already. But we have a beautiful bookshelf with fall outside the window, and then lovely, an open book with leaves, and then there's like script underneath all of this. Very pretty. So if you are a reading person and you love, oh, it is reading through the seasons. So this is like spring, this is like summer, and this is fall. That's kind of genius, because we see like reading journal stuff and they all, stickers and various like accessory items that are reading themed, but they might be all like the same season, just a bunch of different images. So this is a fun subscription month, you guys. I think this is great. So let's center this a little bit. Now, if you are new to the Planything sticker books, they are an A5 size. That means that they are a different dimension than the other like American small shops that have like the larger sticker books, and it's shorter and wider than a Happy Planner sticker book. So just know the sizing is different, but the storage that I use for the large sticker books from scrapbook.com, they do fit these. So, and a lot of people have that kind of storage unit. So if you're one of those folks that has one of those storage bins that fit like the Mojo Jojo plans, Live Love Posh, Casthetic plans, if it fits that type of sticker book, it will fit this. This is just gonna be a little bit shorter. Okay, so are we ready? Reading through the seasons, 434 stickers. This is a 20 sheet sticker book. And already I'm like looking at this and thinking, this is really fun. And we have alphas, which say less. No, say more. Say more. Does that mean I want more? Yes, it means I want more. Let's open it up. So sheet number 1, we are reading through the summer. And I like that she gave this to us first because it is summer. So these are clear stickers, and we have just a bunch of different book themed options. Reading on the beach. We've got lots of seashells, chilling in our little beach chair, bicycle with books in the basket, our little beach houses. This reminds me of those like take one, leave one book nook type things. Actually, same with this one. Very pretty. And you have 2 sheets of those. Then we have some, oh gosh, that is very pretty. Some larger stickers here. So good just for kind of setting a scene if you want to create a little scene in your planner or in your reading journal. Love this one with the seagull. Kind of want to get a seagull tattoo to pay homage to my hometown. So we have 2 sheets of those. Now we're getting into fall. Oh my goodness, look at the little puppy. I don't care about the cat, but the puppy's so cute. Just kidding. I don't have anything against cat people. I'm just not a cat person, but I love the puppy. We have beautiful autumnal book stickers. These are clear. So far, all of our stickers have been clear. Very cozy. We have 2 sheets of those. Ooh, I think whoever is already subscribed to is going to love this if you're a big book person. Love this. This is a statement piece. This is the kind of sticker that makes me incredibly happy that there are duplicate sheets, because you can create like a whole spread with stickers. You don't have to worry about, you could put part of this bookshelf on one page and then kind of put it somewhere else on the next page over, and create like a whole bookshelf moment. Love this little reading nook here. Love the typewriter. So we have 2 sheets of those. Okay, now we're getting into winter. Oh my gosh, I love. So although this is funny, seeing like the frost on top of the books. I'm like, oh, I hope it's cold enough that the ice doesn't melt or the snow doesn't melt. But we do have kind of snow, books sitting on snow, snow on top of books, gingerbread cookies. I love the pine cones. The aesthetic is beautiful until you're like, oh wait, if that melts, the pages are gonna get wet. Love the little candle here. So we get 2 sheets of those. Now we're getting into spring. This is just very pretty. Lots of florals and butterflies, different kind of arrangements of book stacks. 2 sheets of those. So that was all clear deco. And now the rest, oh no, I was going to say the rest is paper, but that is not true. We have our functional boxes. And I always like that she gives us these circle ones, because I really like using the circle stickers in my planner. So we have 2 sheets of those. And her sticker paper on the paper ones is a little bit thicker than some of the other sticker books you might have. And what I like about that is it's not going to show like lines and stuff that's pre-printed on your journal or your planner. You're not going to see it because this is a thicker paper, so you don't have to worry about whiting things out first. So now we have like bookshops through the seasons. I'm guessing we've got like spring down here. We've got some fall, winter. Oh, we've got like a Parisian bookstore there. So it's like our bookstore page. We've got 2 of those. These are back on clear. And then we get our alphas, which are bookshelves. That is so rad. It is so pretty. And now that I'm looking at this with it having a book theme, I actually don't think I'm going to use this for my wedding vacation trip in July spread that week, because I think this needs to go somewhere else. I think I need to do more of a travel theme. So we will do a different week, but we are still going to plan here. So love, 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 love. Let's create a book themed planner spread. And I'm going to go back to, I could set up, I think I want to do, let's see. Actually, I could plan, I guess I could get ahead on the week of June 15th. I am planning this, I am filming this earlier. So I could, oh, and that's Father's Day. I could do the following week, so it's good to go. Or we do Father's Day. No, we're going to do the week of June 16th through June 22nd, which holds Juneteenth. But I think it's okay to still do a book themed deluab. So I'm really tempted actually to use this paper. I know it's bold, but technically what I could do is take some of my Archer and Olive paper. So I don't know, it's hard, at the time that I'm filming this, it's hard to know what I'm going to need this week, But I have started using my daily planner for more like nuts and bolts and brain dumping stuff. And I've been using this planner, a weekly planner, for high level stuff. So things happening each day and then journaling / memory keeping. So technically I don't need as much list making space. I'm doing that in my daily. So I could potentially cover up this, and then I could take, actually, I have this same Archer and Olive notepad. Oh wait, what if I did an Archer and Olive, like one of these guys? Because I could lay this down, and then this was from a sub box. I could take one of these papers if I wanted additional writing space. And I'm going to take one of these off. Let's just play for a second. Because why not? I'm here and I can do what I want. So I could glue this down and put this here and just have it be kind of flapping for any notes I want to take this week. But then you're kind of losing the impact. I also have, if I didn't mention this, my husband's in the office with me right now. So if you hear noises, I'm going to preemptively grab one of these. This is another Archer and Olive memo pad. It's double-sided. And what if I cut it to fit in the window and I flipped it, like how to be a flap? Is that too much? Am I trying too hard? I'm just trying to think, how can I do this creatively? Because it really is, this page I've been using more for memory keeping and journaling. So, I think I need to do more. I think I like this idea, but this is going to take up too much space. So I think I'd rather do the stickers. And technically it is summer, so it makes me want to use, obviously, the summer book stickers. So let me think about this for a second. Make sure you guys can still see me. Okay. I could lay down this with some additional books. I'm kind of feeling like going for it. Do I go in the corner though, the lower corner, or do we just I'm kind of leaning towards actually going up higher? We're committed. And this is where I am super glad to have duplicates of this, because I can throw this down and I'm going to grab the other sticker and butt it up against it like so. Let's see. Where is my precision cutter? I never find things when I'm looking for them. Oh, here we go. So I'm just going to cut this right on the line. There. So I'm going to keep this because you never know if you might want to use that. And then I kind of want to use these guys to just label this page. And I guess we could just go with notes, spell out the word notes. I wonder if I could do, I might have to go wonky just to make sure that it all fits. So I'm going a little wonky. I've got a lot of space up at the top. We'll see if I can figure out what to do with it. Don't want them to overlap, but I want them to be pretty darn close. We'll just do note instead of notes, because we're going to run out of space here. I think she did a pretty good job with the colors here, because even these letters that have some warmth to them, there are some blue books in there, which is nice. This is a bone and one I don't like that much, but I use bones to press in my clear stickers. It helps remove the air between the sticker and the paper. So highly recommend. You could use like a credit card or an old gift card or whatever, just any kind of firm thing with a straight edge. Just always press your stickers down nicely, and it just helps everything kind of meld into the paper. So this is aggressive, but I kind of like it. It feels nice. Now we have to find some balance over here, and we've got all that washi I think would be fun to play with, but I also, I mean, kind of tempted to like, no, I think it's gonna be too much. I wonder if we want to use any of this. I mean, these books are pretty blue. I think that might be too much. Let me look at the other option, because right now we have a bunch of different colors happening at this point. We are definitely mixing and matching. And I don't think, yeah, I mean, this is like pastel beach, whereas the other is more of that book theme. I think the colors are not a perfect match, so I am hesitant to incorporate that. I do feel like we need something to basically complete the cluster up here. I might need to go into a different Planything washi tape. I have a lot. So I'm just looking right now. Actually, let me take a look at this one. So I've got a bunch of different scallops. I'm just looking at this one. I mean, that kind of brackets it, but I don't think it matches like the vibes. I think we need to move over to the other side and get the actual planning pages set up, and then I might have a little bit more of a sense of direction over here. So one of the things I do right off the bat is I decorative date, because I like the look of more like deco without losing space here, you know, on the planning pages. And I am a big fan of big numbers and big alphas. And I think I'm going to use the alphas to, yeah, I'm going to use the alphas to date. And so I'm just going to use like an M for Monday, T for Tuesday, etc. And then we will, maybe I'll use stamps or something. Let me see if the M, oh yeah, these are a perfect fit in this planner. Score. Okay, well, if you have the horizontal hemlock and oak, these guys are going to be a nice fit. So we've got Monday, Tuesday. This is going to help bring that noted header make sense, make it make a little bit more sense. Wednesday. Now I do an R for Thursday, 20 years of working in higher ed, and that's how we abbreviate Thursdays. So Thursday. Already, I do think that helps bring the pages together using these for my dating. And then we need Saturday and Sunday. And the reason we're okay with Saturday and Sunday having the same letter, but I'm not okay with Tuesday and Thursday having the same letter, is because we didn't have Saturday and Sunday classes. It was just Monday through Friday. So we only needed to make sure that the duplicate days during the week when we actually have classes, we need to make sure those weren't duplicated. So I'm just pressing these in, trying to get rid of the excess air between the sticker and the paper. And already, like, now this makes sense, a little bit more sense to me. So let's kind of, I don't like to go too matchy-matchy, but I want there to be like nods to what's going on here. And let's go back to that, see this, the color of this is a better match for that, in my opinion, which makes me want to potentially lift this up. Dare we? Let's just see for one moment if I could, without doing damage. Did I just like rip the page? I didn't. But I bet if I did my undo, I could do it. I'm going to do it because I think something about the colorway here, it's not working for me. So this is undo. And what it does is it lifts up the sticker. You got to use a pretty good amount. Lifts up the sticker. It like loosens up the adhesive. It dries fine, and it actually will allow you to reuse. We're still kind of, see, I don't know if I added enough, but it maintains the adhesive on the sticker. So if I set this aside to dry out, the back of the sticker will still be sticky. So I'm just gonna gently lift this guy up. It's again starting to peel, so I should probably use more, but I don't want to. So we're going to do different bookshelves or books here. And I think that's gonna help me because while this is beachy, it is much more like calming and like neutral than the blue, super blue. Like this blue matches the other blue books, like if I had done these stickers, but since I did the more washed out one, it makes more sense to yeah, go with a more neutral set. So that is drying up, and you can see as I've been talking, the liquid, the look of the liquid is going away. It's kind of like evaporating, I guess is what it's doing. And now we can take the fall themed guy, which is much more neutral. Oh, but look, it is also taller. How do we pivot, guys? We pivot by making it, no, I kind of want it to be just like that. Now, if I do it, am I okay with overlap? I think I'm gonna have to be okay with overlap because I'd rather have this be flush, pretty flush to the books than to have it be staggered. Trim that on the line, pull that guy off. This might bother me. it might bother me. But I think I've already... Can I let this guy? Wait. There may be mercy here. There is mercy. Okay, that one. Okay, let's see if I can lift up this one. These are times when I wish that I edited my videos, because then I could take the time without knowing people are watching me. But y'all have been super clear that when people edit out mistakes and don't show how they fix them, it hinders like learning. So y'all get to see my mistakes and how I fix them unedited. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to go here, which makes me want to lift this guy up. We're doing all kinds of switcheroonies here. This one's lifting the paper, and I'm deciding to be okay with it. Because the sticker's pretty much going to go in the same place, and it's going to be covered. I am okay with that. And I do want the E, I think, to be just a pinch higher. So let's lift this guy up. It's ripping up the paper, but I'm not sweating it. That lifted up quite a bit of the paper, but not worried about it. I've lost a lot of the adhesion, though, to the paper. I have this, like, I don't know, not double standard, but I definitely, sometimes I am okay with the undo, and then other times I'm like, I don't want to. Like right now, I could have used the undo to help me with the letters, but I just didn't want to deal with it. So I just used a glue stick to do that. I feel much more comfortable with that. You guys feel more comfortable with that? I think that looks much better. So I have this piece, and I want to use it. So I'm going to put it right here, because actually what we should do is do some formatting on my weekly, so you guys can see how this is going to work for me functionally. Technically, I don't need to add the dates, because the Hemlock and Oak has the date range right here. So I probably don't need to add the numbers. I might change that later after the pen, but let's not do numbers. And let's actually set the formatting up for how I'm actually going to use this as a planner. And that involves grabbing a stencil and everything falling over. So when I first got this planner, I was dividing the weekly side into thirds, essentially taking my horizontal to a bit of a subject layout with subjects up at the top. Since I've been using a daily more for like the nuts and bolts and like to-do list, and this has been more like reminders and like bird's eye view, I've only been splitting it in half. And I did lose some writing space here for Sunday, but I'm only going to split this Monday through, I think I'm only going to split it Monday through, do I go through Saturday or through Friday? And I'm not going for a perfect split, by the way. I'm not going exactly halfway through. I'm going to think for a second. So what I typically do on column 1, the left side column, is what is actually happening that day? Is it an appointment? Do I have to be somewhere at a specific time? So it's actual like calendaring events go in the left column. And that's basically my today column. And then the right column is like things that I need to remember for that day or notes from that day. It could be things I need to do that day, but more likely than not, that's going to end up in my daily. So I do use them both together, the daily and the weekly. So I think Sunday tends to be a bit more loosey-goosey, and Saturday kind of does too. It's kind of family time. So I'm only going to go through Friday. So Monday through Friday, get a today and like notes, but I don't want to use the word notes because I used note here. So do I want to use stickers or do we just want to write it? I think I'm just going to write it. And before I put my hand down, I want to make sure that's dry. Okay, so I'm going to use just a handwriting to do today. And then I'm going to do maybe remember, because that can be something to remember for the future, something I want to remember about that day. And yeah, I like to leave my headers like pretty open-ended because I don't know until I get to the week how I'm going to use it. So we'll do today and remember. So things actually happening today and things to remember. And now that I know kind of where my spaces are, I can add bullets. So if I want to add, this would also be a good place for like gratitude and stuff, but I'm going to add 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do just notes here. So I'm setting up my structure, and then wherever else I have space, I can like play around with, oh, you know what's important about this week that I just remembered? No daycare. There's no daycare this week. So I want to make sure that gets noted, because basically anything that I want to schedule, like any appointments that Esther has, I need to schedule it for this week. And anything I need to do for myself, I can't do it this week. So actually it's good that I am setting this up because I need to have a strategy for how I'm going to tackle this week. Let's go back to the stickers. And I mean, I think it would be fun to add, I feel like I want a little bit more blue, and I really love this seagull. So if I added this here, would it not make sense? I'm going to make sure that his tail is still accounted for. We're doing it. I want the seagull in there. It kind of makes it a little beachy, and it brings a little bit of blue as we kind of move in that direction. So I do need to write down, it is the week of June 16th, right? I'm pretty sure there's no daycare. So I'm just going to put no daycare. No daycare this week. And I'm going to actually, just to get this coordinated, I'm going to use my dot pen. So the one that I used for this, I think it's oatmeal. Is this oatmeal? Oatmeal. The Zig Clean Color Dot pen in oatmeal. I'm going to do this as a line going down. And then I'm going to add a darker line going down just to really emphasize it. Like that. So no daycare this week. So I can remember that. Let's see, other structural things. I don't have any appointments set up for her yet. Those will end up here. So any appointments I have for Esther will go here. Saturday and Sunday tend to be loosey-goosey, like family time. So I don't want to overly structure this. I think it would be fun. I wonder if now that I've done the warm books, I wonder if I could add the this guy. I'm just ripping that because I love a ripped washi. And just add this up at the top. Just kind of adds a little bit of something. I feel like we need it to be a little bit wider though, and I think I want it to go all the way across the page. So I'm going to lift that up and make sure that looks about right width-wise. I'm going to try to rip it on the bias so we can keep a more wide raw edge. So I'm just trying to steer the washi tape towards the end, like so. Oh, we're moving. We are moving. We're getting crooked. Okay. And let's see, now that my fingers have touched this and probably cut down on the adhesive. I think we need to lift this up just a little bit. With this guy. Okay, I think we are good with this section. And I think we need to draw some parallels here between the right page and the left page. So I'm going to add some script washi across here. And actually, I might want it to go all the way across the bottom. So I was going to reuse parts that I had ripped off, but I think it would be better to go and grab a new piece. And for this, I'm going to try to keep it somewhat centered. That was a nice one. A nice pull. Now, when it comes to laying ripped washi down, when there's something that could look like it's sitting on top of a table, this is just the way my mind works. I use the straight edge right underneath it and let the ripped be like the shards underneath. So the ripped part is going down, and now the books and the book stack are on a straight edge, and then you have the rip going on underneath it. So let me make sure. I'm going to zoom in for a second so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But so my raw edge is down at the bottom. Okay. I think I want a little bit more structure over here. Not too much though, because like I said, I've been doing more journaling related things, kind of not necessarily brain dumping tasks, but just stream of consciousness. Is that what they call it? So I do like to leave this open, but right now there's just not enough. There's not enough movement for me. And so I could do, I mean, the fall colors work really well with this. But maybe we just do a little, I could do the beach house. I don't know if this is going to fill the space very well. Make sure I can get this up. There we go. I think I like it, but I'm not sure. I like the bicycle. You know, I kind of like the directional signs. And the beach chair. So maybe we go with the directional signs and the beach chair or the basket. Let's grab a little bit more. We're going to have this be like sand. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the other side. I'm going to rip it and then I'm going to lay it down. To create a foundation. And with this guy, I laid it on the bottom grid, it looks like, or the bottom line. So I'm gonna go to the bottom line-ish. It's okay if it's not perfect, but it should be all the way at the end. So go all the way to the end. I feel pretty good about that. And I feel like we've got a little bit of excess here. I try to very carefully trim that off. And now we have a bit of a foundation for like the directional sign. Because that's like not too blue, kind of brings in some of the warmth that I already added. And should we do the chair or the basket? Chair or basket? Wish you guys were here so you could tell me. Do the basket. I'm going to do the chair. Yes, ma'am. I'm not going to do the chair with the basket because I think the basket is so jumbo that it won't make sense to have it. See what I mean? It's like too big. But what could be is the drink. The book and the drink. The drink is too big. So even though I do a lot of like arty stuff, I like things to make sense. And that's not quite making sense. I think I could do, nope, the planner's too big too. Well, maybe we just leave it with the book. Or excuse me, the chair. Okay, got a note about daycare. I have plenty of room for other things once my calendar comes into view. Things I need to remember for each day. I've got an open Saturday and open Sunday, which just ends up being like family day. And then I have plenty of room. I can do tasks. I can do brain dumping. I can do journaling. Something else. I feel like this needs something else. We have not done any stamping. Sometimes for me, adding stamps, like a stamp texture, kind of pulls it all together. So I'm going to grab my favorite, if I can find it, my favorite texturing kind of stamp. That adds like splatter, if I can find it. That's always the question. Really, that splatter stamp, I should just keep like, I should keep it on my desk at all times at this point. Ooh. Ooh, but I kind of like, we might come back to that. Okay, so where is my splatter stamp, guys? Ooh. This is gonna drive me nuts. Okay, give me just a moment to look through my stamp collection. Because I do think, I also have like book themed stamps, which could be nice. Where is my splatter stamp, you guys? I'm gonna give myself, I wonder if I could mix like, these are like summer themed stamps. And then we have the, I think we're gonna use this one, and then I still want my splatter though. I'm gonna look one more time, and then I will give up. But it is my absolute favorite set. It is from Wintry Time Crafts, and I use it all the time when I just want to add a little bit of texture. I know if you guys watch my channel, you probably know the stamp set that I'm talking about because I use it so bloomin' frequently. And of course, when I need it most, it is going MIA. Well, I don't want to take more of y'all's time. This might have to be an element that I add later for my own pleasure. What's cool is like, it's not like I have roommates and, you know, not exactly the one I want to use, but I do have, I do have other splatters that I could use. The splatter stamp that I love so much has such a nice, like really small detailed splatters. I'll look one more place. I appreciate you guys. I know that you're waiting for me, but oh. All right, I'm about to give up. All right, I give up. Of course, you know what's going to happen is it's going to materialize when we're done. I just know that's going to happen. Pencil board. This is a pencil board, but it's for stamping from Lail by Mail. And I love this thing. I'll leave it linked down below. So I have book themed stamps. And do I want to add do I want to do black ink, or do I want to do or I want to add texture? That was the other thing I was going to do. So two things. I'm going to add some black headers just to kind of add a little bit of text here. I think it's going to look really nice. I need to find my favorite ink. Here we go. And gratitude, this magical moment. Maybe I don't use the document one, but I like the book nerd. Ooh, there's a beach read stamp. So this stamp set is from, this is Book Nerd by Carrie Bradford Studio. And I think we could easily add some stamps just around this whole thing. Just to kind of like, I don't know, give it a little bit more bookish love. So let's start with Books Are My Love Language. And we'll add some words, some phrases. And I'm just inking this off camera. And then we will add some, I'll find like a nice tan color for some splatter. So let's go with this guy, and I'm just gonna put it right here. Books are my love language. Grab some baby wipe, clean that off, set it aside, let it dry. So like fun, and I'm adding more black into it. So when I start writing in black in my planner during the week, it, you know, doesn't stand out so much because I've incorporated black everywhere else. I think we should do beach read, because why not? Because clearly this is a little beach theme, right? Beach reading situation down here. So let's ink this guy up. And I'm going to throw this one right here. Yes. And what else do we want? So we've got beach read. We've got books are my love language. I really like the bold book nerd. It's aggressive. The smell of books. Books I've read, couldn't put it down. Bookmarks are for quitters. All the cool kids are reading. I kind of, bookmarks are for quitters. I love a good bookstore. All the cool kids are reading. I kind of like that one. All the cool kids are reading. Now, will this fit above my noted? Like right there? Oh, I haven't been using my pencil board. Use a pencil board. It's going to give you a nice stamping surface, especially if you're using stamps in a book-bound planner. So I wonder if all y'all, when I first started, were like, where is she going with this? You know, it's my process. It all comes together in the end. I'm going to go right here. All the cool kids are reading. That's kind of awesome. And then I kind of want to do the book nerd. Not gonna lie. But before we do, or we can just go for it. I think we're gonna do it. We're going full blast into our book theme because it's just fun. So if you're someone like me who has book themed stamps that you are not using, you bought them because they're cute, but you haven't been using them, break them out for this release. Use them book stamps. All right, let's get book nerd in here. And I'm gonna go right here. Bam. Book nerd. Cute. Now, because we've introduced some black ink, I definitely want to do some splatters. And while I am super upset about not being able to find the splatter that I was looking for, this other set of splattery poos can help me out, I think. Not my favorites. They're just so big. These ones are so big. That's my gripe. This was a stamp set I just got off of Amazon. I cannot attest to the quality of these. It's not my choice. It's not my top pick, but I want texture on here, and I don't think they're photopolymer stamps. So I don't think the quality is quite as nice. Let's grab some inks, and I'm thinking wheat might be my lightest color. So let's see how wheat looks. We actually can look in my swatch book. If you don't have a swatch book for your stamps and your inks, y'all, what are you even doing? But here is my, oh yeah, I think that's going to be the right color. But I swatched them out with a stencil so I can see what the colors look like on paper. And I think it is one of the best things that I have done for myself. So I'm just going to ink this guy up and kind of just add some more texture, I guess. Just feel like it needs something. You know what I mean? A little bit of splatter there. Got that on my pencil board. I'm going to do a little bit of splatter here. And I hadn't re-inked it, so it's uneven, but I actually kind of like that. I think we need the book nerd area to have some splatter. So I'm just gonna be kind of light-handed with this so that it's not too bright. See, I don't like the size of this. I wonder if I actually, hold on, this is not exactly how I envisioned, but I'm going to cover this up with this washi, and we're gonna go right here. So it kind of looks like it's coming out a little bit. Feel like we need to do a little bit up here. I can't remember if this was the ink that actually did do well on washi or if it was one that did not. Guess we're going to find out in just a moment. It's definitely wiping off, but that's okay because they're very similar colors. So we've added some splatter. I think I want to do a little bit more over here, kind of going off the page. Like that. I don't know what it is, but it just, if you look at this, can you see that it just kind of does something? It just does something. Let's go to this side, and I want to just do something on this side. I can do a big old splotch here if I want to, because you can write on top of it with pen. So I am less concerned about losing space, but I am going to actually do what I did underneath the books up here. I'm going to stamp this out and kind of try to align the washi and do that. I'm only doing this because this stamp is so much bigger than the one that I normally use. But look how it just kind of adds a little bit of color, you know, a little bit of texture. I feel like we need a little bit more, maybe like over here. And I think I want to cover it up again to make it a smaller footprint. And so we're gonna go try to line this up. I'm gonna go right here. Ooh, and see how it's kind of like coming out from there. I think that looks cool. And maybe we need a little bit over here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just going to ink up half of this stamp. And this one's gonna be a little bit trickier. Where's my pencil board? Did I just, oh, it's right here. I'm gonna throw this guy underneath. This is gonna be tricky because the pencil board ends here and really I want it to be on this side. So I'm not gonna use the pencil board. I'm gonna take a gamble here. Everybody hold your breath. To see if I can just kind of go along here. I'm okay with that. I think that works. And I think that's, wait, let's do a little bit on the other side of Book Nerd. So inking that up, and I'm going to relay down a different piece of washi because that piece now has stuff on it. So I'm going to cover it up like so. And yeah, I feel like we just need a little bit more action. Maybe we actually go over Book Nerd like that. Yep, I think that works. And then, I don't know, I kind of want a little bit more there. That just added a little bit of imprint there. Okay, guys, I think we should call it a video. I've got my functionality set up when we get to this week. I think that for me and my style, I loved the look of adding stamps. You absolutely don't need to do that. Like, this collection is cohesive enough for you to have everything that you need. I just think stamps and inks and splotches just add so much character and bring the whole thing. Well, really any spread that I'm doing, it just brings it all together. So does decorative dating. So if that's something that you are not doing, and you are a functional planner and you want to make sure you have plenty of space to actually plan in your planner, then consider creative ways that you can date your existing planner. Even if it's a currently dated planner, just redate it in a fun way so that you're not losing your functional space in the middle of your planning page. Okay, so let's center, and I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see the final verdict. And for me, totally functional for what I'm looking for. If I wanted to actually write about book things, I can do that. But just because it says Book Nerd doesn't mean it has to be a header about books. I can do anything I want here, which is what I love about it. So again, we have the June subscription for Planything, the planner subscription, and that is available now. And it's got the sticker book, the A5 papers, the washi tape, the notepad. And then the washi subscription is pastel beach themed and very pretty. I think the next spread that I do, probably my daily, is gonna be with like these guys. I feel like these are just such a pretty combination. So I'm excited to play with these. I hope that it was fun to see how I use creative things in my planners. I absolutely believe that you can have a functional planner and still have fun decorating it. So, you know, people out there that are like, just use your planner for planning. I am planning in my planner. That doesn't mean that I can't make it look pretty and create little pieces of art and to take time for myself when I have a busy life with a toddler. Like, I do this for me and I love it. So I hope this inspires you to do something creative with your paper. And if you have any questions about the Planything subscriptions, do let me know. You can also message Amber over at Planything on Instagram. My handle is The Joyful Sojourn on Instagram if you want to follow me over there. And make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to hang out again and play with new things and also just be inspired to do something creative every day. And until next time, friends, God bless you. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today, and I will see you in my next video.